Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, The New Normal Live Expo. In today's episode, we will be showcasing indoor painting and IQV construction and roofing. We have some questions to ask each other about our services and when it's a good time to paint or re-roof. But before we get started, let's introduce our speaker panel. Brian, if you want to start first.
Hello, everybody. Brian Garcia, Restoration Management Company. We are, of course, a full-service disaster recovery company. Fires, floods, mold, asbestos, lead, biohazards, all the things that nobody wants to talk about. We're the ones that come in and help you out with. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Mark, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi everybody, and good afternoon. Good to be here, and glad you're with us. Mark Owens with Reliant Construction Management. We are a construction management firm that provides construction management services throughout the entire Bay Area, from small to large projects, building envelope projects, defect reconstruction, scope development, fire life safety upgrades, issues, risk management, capital improvements, you name it. And we're here to help you out with all your project needs.
Martha, go ahead.
Hello. Well, nice to meet everyone. I'm subbing in for Daniel Lima, the owner. He's enjoying some time with his newborn baby and helping out his wife. But mainly we are painting contractors here in the Bay Area. We paint HOAs, commercial, residential, and specialties such as cabinetry and staining. And that's basically us.
Okay, so I am Daisy Ortiz, and then this is Scott Ferris. He is our sales man.
I do sales and estimating for IQV. We're a general contractor that does full exterior building envelope repairs. We do interior repairs, roofing. We have an emergency service team.
Okay, well, my name is Daisy Ortiz. I'm the marketing manager for IQV Construction and Roofing. And as how he mentioned, we are your construction and roofing specialists, and we service the whole Bay Area. We do the HOAs, apartments, and condos, and we service the interior repairs, exterior decay repairs, and the whole roof envelope. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off with asking Martha some questions regarding indoor painting. So let's start off with, what is the venting process, or vetting, the best?
So mainly when an HOA or anyone interested in a painting proposal is looking for that painter, these are some tips that we kind of give out for the person selecting the painting contractors. And the best vetting is basically, the first question is, are they licensed? Do they have insurance? If any of those answers are no, then you should go to the next guy or the next girl, or the next company. And basically also making sure for yourself, because sometimes they could have had insurance, or they could have had the license at one point and now are inactive. So it's always kind of doing your own research, and that's something that we kind of always refer everyone to do on their own. And for us, we actually send directly our link so they can see our activity, like what, we're active. We have our workers' comp. We provide them certificates, such as, any question that they may have or that the board may need. We plainly and simple just have it there. It's actually one of the first things we just send out. Other than that, I'm assuming that every trade does that, so we just always kind of have that available for everyone.
Okay. Sorry, and then you went over what licenses, and then so what kind of materials do you use for painting?
So that ranges with the project itself. And also if it's interior and exterior, there's different kinds of sheens that we use. And it mainly determines on the customer's decision. We do also have information we can provide, a small consultation if they want to use a certain product. We give them also advice in regards to what to use for their surface, just because you're not going to always use the same product for every project. So that one's kind of varies.
And are the workers subcontractors, or are they in-house?
Well, yeah, that's another question you should also ask while you're vetting your painting contractors, or in general, actually, for any kind of trade. And then there's no like wrong answer there. It's just kind of knowing where the whereabouts are and whether you can rely on, is it internal staff or is it subcontracted? Because then you're going to need further certification and also proof of insurance in general. For us, we do not do subs. All the employees are of our own. They go through the process of hiring, and that's actually one of our shining stars. Basically, we're really, really proud of our guys and how they go through the process. Even if they come in with no experience, we put them on a training program where they kind of, it's like an apprenticeship, basically, where they kind of tag along with someone that has more experience. And then we kind of let them move to the position that they want to as a target. And that's something that we're really proud of. All of our leads, they take the time and actually teach their own internal crews, and that's something that is more than proud of. But we're honored to have people that have that drive to not just do the job, but also kind of to like help other people along the line.
Hey, Martha, I maybe I didn't hear. How long has Endured Painting been around?
So we're pretty new to the block, but basically we are 3 years old. We're turning 3 years old.
But Martha,
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Daniel, the owner, actually has 10 plus years in experience in the trade. And in my end, I don't paint as much, other than, some questions I asked, our field supervisor, or I asked Daniel, or anyone in the staff. But I don't do painting myself. I'm the business manager. But I can say that if you give me a brush, I'll do it. I learn from the guys.
No, you actually, Martha, I was just going to jump in. I was going to ask you, but you answered it, because not only Daniel, but a lot of your crew members too have years and years of experience, and also a broad range of types of work that they've done, including fine painting, which is amazing and great. So.
Yeah. We have a lot of shining stars, and they're going to be like probably watching the video later and be like, she called us shining stars. No, but they're all stars. They're the real MVPs. Actually, I can give an example of one of our leads that recently happened on a job site. We're working on an HOA in Union City, and we had a product issue where it had nothing to do with how it was being applied. It was simply one of those recall items, and it just didn't work with the surfaces. And he automatically noticed. Let me see if he's in one of my snapshots. Yeah, he's one of the guys. He's one of the ones in the middle with the hat. He's one of our strongest leads. And basically, he takes a lot of pride in his work. He noticed that it was bubbling on a certain area, and he reacted really quick. And one of the things that he told Daniel was, hey, I'm noticing something's happening with the paint. I want to make sure I can fix it in time, because we can't have this happen throughout the entire project, all the other 200 units. So he reacted really fast. We had Sherwin-Williams on site, and they pretty much took care of it. But the main thing that's really hit us hard where he said that he didn't want this little incident. He took his blame basically, and it wasn't anywhere to be blamed. We're like, hey, it happens, but it's the way he reacted to it, and he basically took over and he addressed it really quickly. And it's that kind of persona that the majority of our leads have, that characteristic where if they see something going on wrong, their main objective is to make sure that the quality of the job and that the customer is happy. So even if there needs to be touch-ups again and again or something like that, or something, we do a lot of things that get us in trouble, like freebies, mainly just because our guys are super, super nice and they want to make sure that the customer is satisfied with the project. And in this case, his name is Francisco. He took, the job on his back, on his load, and then he saw something wrong and he fixed it and he addressed it. And he was the MVP of the project, because we wouldn't have known if he wouldn't have done a second, walk that day. So.
Nice. That's good that they take ownership. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, so going off of your Francisco, so how is your safety training? How safe is your team?
Pretty safe. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not kidding. They are safe, but we do every bi-weekly. We actually do a lot of tailgates with the guys, and we're actually really satisfied that during COVID we were doing everything remotely and also hands off paper. So meaning like we do a lot of apps, and lately with all the tailgates, we've been receiving such a great response to all of them that now they feel open in asking questions and also kind of like being more aware of the topics, not just kind of like listening in, but actually kind of using it as a way that they can learn and also help their future people come in to the cruise also know and be aware of the topics where they have to be more cautious about or follow procedures about.
And then can we ask for references, or does your project have a warranty?
Yes. So I think that's one thing that we do when the project is kind of when we're discussing it with, we mainly do it with HOAs. We actually have a reference sheet that we kindly like provide. And the warranties, that's another vetting question you should always ask as well, is what is the warranty? And also, does the project have a product warranty as well? Because some of the products that we use in California also have an extended warranty. So we do.
And then now to get to the good questions. When is it a good time to paint exterior in California?
Well, whenever the sun is shining. No, I'm kidding. No, mainly in the summer, the fall, and also perfect time is when the kids are out of the house. No, I'm kidding. No, but mainly whenever the weather is very great in California. It's pretty dry, except right now we're going through, the storm. But also, it's gonna get drier, this month or February. So whenever the sun is out, basically, and we kind of also help by viewing the surfaces, and we can tell you when it's appropriate to paint and when it's not, because there's certain surfaces that once it's wet, you have to wait for it to dry up because you're not going to want to apply anything on top if it's wet or if it has moisture.
And is it different for interior painting? Is it a good time to paint anytime when it's interior?
Anytime. No, I'm kidding. Not kidding. But yeah, whenever you have the time, mainly, and we can always work in interiors. It's kind of synchronizing the jobs, because sometimes when we're working on properties that the homeowner resides in, or for HOAs, right now is a perfect time to get all of the interior stuff done, such as the common areas, because no one is actually there. So right now we're kind of focusing with HOAs with those areas, the common areas, if they have like a library, or if they have anywhere that's inside that's empty at the moment, or gyms, something like that. Wherever there's not a lot of traffic is a perfect time for HOAs. And in regards to residential, we mainly work with the homeowners whenever they have the time, basically, to allow us to work in. So whenever.
That's good. Okay.
Sorry, I'm curious. With so many people working from home right now and noticing so much more about their households, have you guys noticed an uptick in business during all of this?
For interiors, actually, yes, we have. And that's why I was mentioning that we work with the homeowner. There are a lot of projects right now where we're working on bedrooms while the kids are not home. Some of the students are not at home and they're in dorms. And we basically just jump around and make a schedule with the homeowner and see what areas we will be in, so we kind of don't interact with them, and also keep our team safe, and as well as our homeowner or the clients in general.
Okay, so I guess it's time for me. So if you're wondering why Scott's in the background, is because I'm gonna be asking him the questions and he's gonna be answering for me. So that way it doesn't look weird me asking questions and answering at the same time. So for IQB Construction and Roofing, we've been in business for, it's actually gonna be our 10-year this year in April. We have 3 owners, Jeff, Mike, and Hoyt, sorry, I said them backwards. And yeah, so if I know a lot of people always wonder what IQB stands for, and IQB is integrity, quality, and value, which is the 3 fundamentals that we started the company in. And what services does IQB provide?
We do full interior siding, trim, windows. We do the full interior rehabs. We offer roofing. We offer maintenance programs for roofing as well. We also do have an emergency department for any type of leaks or any situation that may come up that requires emergency service. So.
And then since it is raining outside, and I know we are getting a lot of calls for leaks, do we offer yearly roof maintenance? We're going to talk about basically roofing. So do we offer yearly roof maintenance programs?
Yes, we do. And basically what that is going up on the roof, cleaning all the debris off the roof, making sure all the penetrations are sealed, making sure whatever the roofing material happens to be on that roof is secured, making sure, just that everything is ready, gutters are cleaned so that we don't get any leaks or backups from the gutters getting clogged.
And then when is it a good time to re-roof?
The ideal time to re-roof is in the spring, but we re-roof all year round. We work in between the storms as needed. So we'll do it all year round, but ideally it is in the spring, summer when there's no moisture.
I have a question, real quick. I'm gonna chime in here. with all the rain and storm that we've been having here, obviously that people's roofs are getting pretty beat up. What kind of emergency services do you guys have for that?
We have an emergency department. They call one of the girls here Stacy, and then we have crews that are on call. So as soon as we get the call, as soon as we get a call for an emergency service, she immediately dispatches a crew out to that area to fix the situation, whether it be a permanent fix or a temporary fix. Most of the time it's going out there and tarping off the situation, whether it be the roof, a window, siding, anything. So we have guys on call during this time, 24 hours a day.
Good time for that. We appreciate that.
Yeah, that's also great. The 24-hour thing as well, because I know a lot of vendors don't have the capacity to do that service, and especially when you're dealing with these kind of emergency and kind of issues come up in storms, that it's nice to be able to rely on call somebody when, granted, I'm sure those lead times will take a little bit longer depending upon the time of day and the demand, but if you call like, wait a minute, I got to wait all the way till Monday, then you're sitting around going, oh man. But it's great that you don't have to necessarily have to do that with you folks, so that's awesome.
Yeah, and with our crews, they all live throughout the Bay Area in different areas, so it's always pretty easy to dispatch a guy in a timely fashion.
Okay, and then our next question is, what type of roofing does IQB do?
We do both flat and sloped roofing, composition shingles, tile, single ply. Once in a while, we'll do a little bit of cap sheet. We do fluid applied coatings. We do not do hot mop or any type of tar. We do standing seam metal as well. And
Oh.
that's pretty much it.
On the flat roofs, I know they can be notorious when they start leaking on actually tracing out the leaks. Do you do the leak tracing?
Yes, we'll go out there and we'll do water tests if it's not raining to pinpoint and chase the leak. Because as you know, you can be in your living room, but the leak could be coming all the way from the family room or the bedroom in the far part of the house. Because as we know, water, it takes the least resistant travel of path.
And talking about leaks. Oh, go ahead, Martha.
Does the area matter in regards to what kind of roofing you have?
Does the area matter? You mean as far as materials you put on?
Like area where they reside or where you're placing it. Like I'm comparing it like a house in Tilden Peak compared to a house here in Berkeley. Like sometimes you see a consistency of the house having the same kind of roof versus other places like by Tilden Creek where theirs is more of a different material. So I was wondering if it's areas, that's where it depends on what goes on top.
No, not necessarily. It's more of like the composition shingles are all an asphalt shingle, but they make different types as far as they call it a 30-year, a 40-year, 50-year, or presidential. So it's really the look that you want to have on your building is basically what you're choosing. They're all going to act pretty similar. Of course, the thicker shingles, the 40 to 50 years are going to last longer and be more durable.
And then going back to the leaks, when is a good time to clean your gutters? Because I know the leaks tend to happen more when the gutters are not cleaned.
And that's a good question. And that's an important question because you can literally clean your gutter today and walk out tomorrow and it'd be filled again. So the amount of times you clean your gutters a year really depends on the surroundings of your house. If you live in a highly wooded area that has lots of trees, you should be cleaning your gutters at least once a quarter, minimum 4 times a year. Depending, what kind of trees you got, big pine trees out there, you're probably going to want to do it twice a quarter because of how much those trees shed. If you don't live in a highly wooded area, you're probably twice a year. But really, it's just paying attention to your gutters because, like I said, you could clean them today, but the wind could come and tomorrow they could be filled back up. And that's when the water backs up under the roof, and the leaks begin.
Okay. Do we have any other questions from any of you guys?
We just want to hear all about your guys' business.
Yeah, I mean, you only talked about roofing. What about your construction side, right? As you're going to talk about that too, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Yeah. But no, so far it's great. Thank you. That's good information about the roofing for sure. Yeah.
I have a question for both of you. What areas do you guys cover? What's their geographic location?
So basically, it's the South Bay. We'll go from Monterey to right at the border of South San Francisco, shoot over to Concord, and then we'll do some Livermore work, but down to Monterey.
Martha, what about you guys?
We focus in the East Bay. We have done projects in the North Bay and also in the South Bay. We go as far as San Jose. And then we've had requests for Monterey, but I don't believe we have done a project that far. But our guys would be eager to do it just because they would like to. They've spoken about projects where they've actually had to gone further and they stay at a hotel and, they do the job. And then they also have some, perks of enjoying the environment. So I'm sure if given the opportunity, we would also
turn it into a mini vacation.
Right.
Love it.
Make the best out of the situation, right?
That's right.
Daisy and Scott, would you go to Daly City, or you just South City and you don't go any further?
Not too often do we go much further than South City.
Okay.
We try to stay out of the city.
Well, I understand San Francisco, but I don't know if you want to do Daly City.
Daily City,
We will when we get the request. We don't get a lot of requests to go out there, but we will.
Okay.
Try to stay out of the main heart of San Francisco.
No, I get it. No, the reason I was asking because I'm thinking I'm going to be in touch with you guys. So
Yeah, for sure.
it's a big Daly City job, so that's why I was wondering. So.
Yes, for sure. We'll be more than happy to look at it with you.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the construction side.
I did already say that.
Talk about the construction.
Well, about our construction, we have the same emergency service that we do for the roofing with the construction side, because, as we all know, roofing is not the only thing that leak. Windows tend to leak a lot if people don't maintain the caulking around their windows and inspect it. It'll expand, contract, and then it'll crack and dry out, and it should be replaced. So,
Do you do emergency board ups?
we will.
You will. I think that's an important thing that people need to know, just because I know that our company gets asked for board ups all the time, and so many. I mean, we have such a big community, obviously, that when there's these mass board up needs, not everybody can handle the job. So knowing exactly who has the capacity to do that is a good thing. With the
Right. It definitely depends on the size of the board up. I mean, it's an extravagant board up. We don't always have that much plywood on hand at the office, but we'll go out and do it. I mean, we've had calls where we have guys out at 12:30 to 2:30 in the morning doing board ups, tarp and roofs, windows.
Mm-hmm.
So
what's your primary book of business? How much do you work with commercial, multifamily, and say HOA, single family residents?
So all our work is multifamily.
So for commercial, we do mostly roofing.
Mhm.
We're actually doing a re-roof project right now. It's called is it Adobe?
Mary West.
Is it Mary West? Is it Adobe?
Mary West Credit Union is one of the commercial properties we're doing
Nice.
right now, and I believe that's a re-roof with some minor construction repairs.
Mhm.
And then we do a lot of apartment work. We really specialize in the exterior of the buildings, but at the same time, we're doing unit flips for apartment complexes or just interior renovations at HOAs on a daily basis.
Nice. Very good. Obviously the hot topic obviously is COVID. How are your and this is for both Endure and for IQV. How do you approach your customer, your clients, as far as when they start asking, how are your teams going to be showing up on our sites?
Well, we have a full protocol put together with a packet that explains everything, and we share that with our clients before the start of the job, letting them know how we're gonna post, where our COVID signs are gonna be. We're taking temperatures, we're logging everybody that comes and goes, and we're explaining how we're gonna make sure that we'll have a safe working job site when it comes to the COVID.
And talking about our COVID, we actually have a safety meeting going on right now, kind of restating what our COVID procedures are, and how it's always changing, so we're trying to stay on top of it and make sure everybody understands it, make sure everybody knows if you're feeling sick to stay home, not to come to the job, just so we don't spread it. Mm-hmm.
We've been very fortunate to have very minor cases with our company so far, so we're feeling very blessed on that end.
Martha, what about you guys?
Yeah, so we do the procedures in regards to, like, in the beginning, we let our customers know, or yeah, we let our customers know in general what we do. And we have an awesome project coordinator, and she's always in the loop with each homeowner or with any project managers that we have a project on. And she's basically the go-to person. So if they have any areas that they would want us to focus on, or like the schedules of what areas we're going to be in, our project coordinator coordinates with them, and she talks to them on a daily basis. So they don't really necessarily have to go to the lead men, or we don't have to go to the lead to kind of, hey, can you guys focus on this area? We kind of already have everything organized. So there's limited, not exposure, but there's limited interaction in general because we're already taking care of the conversation behind the scenes.
Yes, it is important to have one person on the job site at all times that is the COVID person. So we train them before they go out on the job site on all the procedures and protocols.
Nice. So you all have basically safety supervisors on site on your teams. So that's good. And I think it's important that people understand that for all of us, we all have regular safety meetings with our teams, and review not only just the standard job safety and making sure that our teams and our customers are being safe, but also understanding that we all follow the procedures and make sure that our teams are updated on all the new procedures. Because you're right, every week they seem to change on what the protocols are. So I think it's important that our viewers and our customers understand that all of us across the board spend a great deal of time researching those protocols and making sure that those protocols are being met and followed by our teams before, during, and after going on sites.
Yeah, we also have a safety incentive program for our workers where they accumulate points for going to the weekly tailgate meetings and following the safety protocols and, doing everything exactly how they were. So they earn points, and then once they earn so many points, they're able to go and say, hey, I'd like to trade my points in for this tool or a bag or something to carry their tools in. So it's a pretty positive outlook we've had on it.
Yeah, and what we tell our guys is mainly we spend a lot of time among each other. Like, our crews are pretty much set. So whatever crew we have set for that project, it's mainly sticks, and we want to make sure that even among themselves, that they're also taking care of each other. So basically, we see each other more at work than we see ourselves sometimes at home. So that's another thing that we kind of have that instilled in everyone, so they know how to mainly take care of themselves. Because they're taking care of just not themselves, but their crewmates and also the community in general.
Sorry.
Happens to all of us.
One quick clarifying thing, and I'm sure this is just regarding you folks over Scott and Daisy. When I was asking the question about your Daly City, is that also are you have the same range with your roofing as you have with your construction side, or is there slightly differences? Okay, just because I was asking for the roofing, but it's good to know about the construction too.
Yeah, the roofing and construction are basically the same area.
Yeah, we all have the same geographical location for going out and doing work.
Sorry, Martha, what were you going to ask?
I have a random question. What is the latest call or emergency call you received?
What was that?
What's the latest or the earliest emergency call you've received?
Most recent?
I mean, I've had guys out at 2:30 in the morning tarping roofs. So we'll get calls. They happen all throughout the night. I mean, we can get them from anywhere from 5 o'clock, or even sometimes during the day, we'll get them, 8 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock. And then it just depends when the emergency comes up, to be honest.
That's awesome.
If they call us, we always have somebody on call, and that can be reached. So, we'll do it at any time it's needed.
Yeah, and Stacy's pretty good. She's our service department, so she's pretty awesome in getting someone out there, reaching the project managers, making sure there's one of our team members out there dealing with it. And then if it needs a proposal, she hands it to me, and then I'll make sure that one of our sales guys goes out there and gives them a proposal for repairs.
Yeah.
That's an awesome feature to have. Can you imagine the morning call? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I myself have went out on emergency calls when I've gotten phone calls. So we're all here to help out.
I know. The funny thing, the past 2 days, I've received so many like proposal requests or like service requests for leaks. And I'm like, shoot, we haven't been this busy in a long time. Like it was like 10, 20 of them just coming in out of nowhere too. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's get ready.
We're like the opposite. When it rains, we're sad. No.
I know, when it rains, we're happy.
Well, just remember, when there are those leaks and you need someone to come and do the dry outs, you give us a call. That's what we're here for.
We got you. Don't worry. Yeah. So it seems like we're running a little bit out of time already. So thank you everyone for joining us today on our this episode of oh my God, I can't even talk. The new Live Expo. In 2 weeks from now, we will be coming back on here again. And I believe Mark and Brian are actually going to be up and discussing their companies.
Maybe.
Put them on the spot like how they did to us.
Wait to be seen, right? No.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything that you guys want us to talk about, you can go ahead and follow us on our LinkedIn. It's the New Normal LinkedIn account. We will also have it. We can put it in our comments here so that way you can follow it. But yeah, we will see you next time.
Thanks, everybody. We appreciate
Bye.
it.
You guys, everybody enjoy the weekend.